Necessity is blind until it becomes conscious. Freedom is the consciousness of necessity. The question whether objective truth can be attributed to human thinking is not a question of theory but is a practical question. The philosophers have only interpreted the world in various ways. The point is to change it. The demand to give up the illusions about its condition is the demand to give up a condition that needs illusions. You must be aware that the reward for labor and quantity of labor are quite disparate things. The increase in value of the world of things is directly proportional to the decrease in value of the human world. Capital is dead labor, which, vampire-like, lives only by sucking living labor, and lives the more labor it sucks. Machines were, it may be said, the weapon employed by the capitalist to quell the revolt of specialized labor. Landlords, like all other men, love to reap where they never sowed. If you can cut the people off from their history, then they can be easily persuaded. When the sufferers learn to think, then the thinkers will learn to suffer. The first requisite for the happiness of the people is the abolition of religion. The existence of the state is inseparable from the existence of slavery. There is no royal road to science, and only those who do not dread the fatiguing climb of its steep paths have a chance of gaining its luminous summits. Modern bourgeois society, with its relations of production, of exchange, and of property, a society that has conjured up such gigantic means of production and of exchange, is like the sorcerer, who is no longer able to control the powers of the nether world whom he has called up by his spells. Under no pretext should arms and ammunition be surrendered. Any attempt to disarm the workers must be frustrated by force if necessary. Religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. It is the opium of the people. The tradition of all dead generations weighs like a nightmare on the brains of the living. We have no compassion, and we ask no compassion from you. When our turn comes, we shall not make excuses for the terror. Then the world will be for the common people, and the sounds of happiness will reach the deepest springs. Ah, come, people of every land, how can you not be roused? Labor in the white skin can never free itself as long as labor in the black skin is branded. The increase in value of the world of things is directly proportional to the decrease in value of the human world. If you love without evoking love in return, if through the vital expression of yourself as a loving person you fail to become a loved person, then your love is impotent, it is a misfortune. But modern bourgeois private property is the final and most complete expression of the system of producing and appropriating products, that is based on class antagonisms, on the exploitation of the many by the few. The education of all children, from the moment that they can get along without a mother's care, shall be in state institutions. Education is free. Freedom of education shall be enjoyed under the condition fixed by law and under the supreme control of the state. It is well known how the monks wrote silly lives of Catholic saints over the manuscripts on which the classical works of ancient heathenism had been written. Money is the alienated essence of man's labor and life, and this alien essence dominates him as he worships it. Necessity is blind until it becomes conscious. Freedom is the consciousness of necessity. Political power, properly so called, is merely the organized power of one class for oppressing another.